huh, don't normally do these, but why not? Let's try something new. So, this was a request from a subscriber of mine, and I figured, why not? And I'm also going to be doing gameplay footage over this. I don't want to show the actual footage from the actual fan-made films. It's not really copyright related so much as I just want you to watch the thing for yourself. You know, it's not like a big budget movie, so there's that. So I watched 3 of these fan films from Shield's Productions, and I have my problems with these fan-made films, but they're actually pretty good nonetheless. So I think I'll start with the first one I watched, which was Justice League The Shattered Paragon. So let me just get all my gripes out the way. Didn't like some of the acting. That there's a lot of really weird green screen. The costumes look pretty bad. Remember when people said Eisenberg's Lex Luthor was like the Joker? Well, this this Joker is like Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. It's really weird and really jarring. I will say Superman looks kind of pudgy. Green Lantern looks a little too skinny. And this whole thing kind of looks like a porn parody. I'm not going to lie to you. And I say this because I have seen porn parodies, and these look kind of the same. And then the editing in this one's really odd. Like, you can kind of see some of the cuts in the middle of dialogue, and it's like, whoa, what just happened? But there are some things I did like about this. Like, there's decent writing, there's good plot. There's a plot. There's just that. While I complain about some of the character designs, I think Wally West's Flash is one of the best things in this movie. And I'm kind of hoping, that we get a Flash like this in the Justice League movie, at least. Other than that, the music was great, and the Batman vs. Superman fight was actually a lot better in this movie than it was in Batman v Superman. Overall, I really enjoyed The Shattered Paragon. And then I couldn't get enough, so I went to watch Trinity Force. Now, some of my issues with that is kind of the same as The Shattered Paragon. The acting, the green screen, the costumes. Although, the difference is the Joker in this one acts more Heath Ledger-like than the other one. Which I guess is a plus because I don't think I can stand any more Eisenberg Luthor. Only problem though is the filter looks really odd. It makes it look really ugly in a way. Other than that, it was a nice little 20-minute video as well. And a nice follow-up to The Shattered Paragon. I think the writing was just as good, and dealing with Superman's redemption in this one was actually a nice touch. And then the best one out of all 3 of these was Onslaught. This one was the polar opposite to the last 2. It had better dialogue, better writing, better acting, better editing. The costumes look a little better. Unlike the last 2, the Flash is not wearing a bulletproof vest for some reason. Here he's got a Flash costume. I feel like Shield Productions is getting a lot better with these fan-made films. But the one constant through all of these fan-made films is that not only are they better than movies like Batman v Superman, these things are better than most Hollywood movies today. This is better than some of the Marvel Cinematic Universe stuff. I mean, like, with 15 movies in and only 5 movies were actually really good. And while some will say, well, Marvel has a formula that works, it has a formula, and that's a problem. I know what's going to happen before it happens. Very few of these Marvel Cinematic Universe movies surprise me. But that's unlike DC movies, which surprise me all the time.
Save Martha! Why did you say that name?
I'd never thought they'd end one of the greatest gladiator matches in the history of the world with one word. Martha. The subscriber who's requested this wanted me to do a long video. I don't really do a lot of long videos when it comes to movie reviews, because I want to get it out there and not spend 30 minutes kind of talking about a movie, because eventually I just run out of stuff to talk about. But in short, these 3 fan films were just way better than anything the MCU or the DCU has made, because there's actual heart put into this. I don't care what MCU or DCEU fanboys say about, well, the Marvel Studios and Warner Brothers care about the fans. They don't care about money. They all care about money. So why is Shield Productions better than Marvel Studios or Warner Brothers? Because they're not motivated by money. They're motivated by making the best fan-made film possible. Something that can get you to sit down and watch it for an hour and a half. And these things combined were like an hour and a half. So it's pretty cool to just watch them all back to back and kind of get a nice, flowing, coherent story out of all of them. The entirety of each film isn't wasted on setting up the next 3 fan films. There's humor in it, but not too much. It's not too depressing. It just has the right tonal balance that some of these comic book movies these days just lack. Every comic book movie either wants to be too dark or too funny and comedic, and it's like they don't know how to balance shit out. It's balance. You can have a dark movie with comedy. You can have a comedy with some dark moments in it. Honestly, I hope Marvel Studios, Warner Brothers, Sony, and Fox just look at these things and go, yeah, we should do something like that. I mean, the only film between those 4 studios that actually got the right balance was Logan, and that was it. Review coming soon. I hope at least some of these studios take a lesson, at least from that movie. If they're not going to take lessons from S.H.I.E.L.D. Productions, take lessons from that one at least. Please. Kind of a little sick of the predictable, laughing, every character gets a joke in this scene kind of just nonsense. Hell, at least if these other Marvel or DC movies just suck balls, we can just go on YouTube and watch these. Watch people give a shit about the film they're making rather than just, you know, hey, let's get as many fanboys in the theater seats as possible. Let's pander to them. No, let's just make a good movie. Thanks, S.H.I.E.L.D. Productions.